He done skid row the game. I can't believe it, man. Uh, uh, I think so.
Are we live? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The stream is live.
Yo, what's up, guys? What's going on, boys and girls? We have once again returned after a whole week long of torture and patience. Welcome to another episode of the RTP Rarely Typical Players podcast, where we will be reviewing a commercial RPG Maker MV game called Red Genie, an Eidola's Tale by Officer Demickey or Odam. Alright guys, you know the drill. My name is D757 Dartman. I represent D757 Gaming, my individual channel, and I'd like to introduce my co-hosts. Today we have the only Cychronic Games.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
All right, and also we have the originator, the picker of this lovely game we were able to try out, Harlequin.
What's up, guys?
All right, guys. So you all know the drill. I'm pretty sure y'all are very curious about the game that we played. When I say the word commercial, a lot of you developers in here is on that same journey. You're making a game for a profit in order to to see how good your creativity is when you release your game. So most RPG Maker games, whenever I say commercial, it piques a great interest amongst the masses because everybody is trying to accomplish that goal, releasing a commercial game on the major platforms such as Steam. So it's a good thing that we play these type of games because it gives you guys an idea on what to expect and your competition that's out there. So before we get into the podcast, I do want to let you guys know this game is on Steam. It is available on Steam and itch.io for purchase. I believe the asking price is $14.99. So for $14.99, you can own a piece of this, this project. So another thing, it also helps you guys price your own game. You could put this game together and match with your game so you can have an idea, okay, how much should I charge for my project? Because a lot of developers are still in the zone on pricing their game. So before we get into the game, you guys know we do spend a week with this game. We do play it to the best of our abilities. That way we come every Wednesday 2 p.m. EST to give you guys a rundown of what we played. So we're going to speak about the story, the map style. We're going to speak about some of the music that's used in the game, and most importantly, the battle system, because I love a good battle system. So before we start, we are going to start with the one who picked this game. Who picked this game? Harlequin, right?
Yeah.
So Harlequin.
It's my fault we played this game.
So Harlequin, give us a brief rundown of the story to your understanding. Give us a brief rundown of it.
This is kind of hard for me. Like the premise of the game is you're some dude who has a wish. the protagonist says he wants to set the world straight or the world right, whatever that means. And there is a cave that has a genie in it, and apparently this genie can grant any wish. So it's your goal to like go into this cave and get your wish granted. Um, you go there and you find the genie, but then you're being like transported to another world, and I don't know where it goes from there. Like everything goes downhill from there. I don't fucking know. That's the premise, but I really can't tell what the fuck is happening.
So that's the premise. That's the premise of the game, to your knowledge, correct?
Yeah, that was the premise starting out, and then, as I said, you find the genie, but you didn't get any wish granted. You get isekai to another world, and from there, I have no fucking idea what's happening anymore. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I have no clue.
All right. So, Cychronic,
Yeah.
you were able to bless us with this excellent footage that we have on the screen. So, you played the game,
Yeah, I
right?
finished the demo.
And to my understanding, you played as the female, correct?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
So, give us a brief rundown of the story, but from the feminine side, to your understanding of this.
Well, it seems to be exactly the same either way. So, like, the dialogue is pretty much exactly the same, whether you pick the female or male character.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. And basically, I don't know. I think maybe it just comes down to like preference when you're picking a character. But as far as the story goes, I had a lot of problems with the story. So, first you're coming into what looks like some kind of establishment, maybe an inn or a tavern or something, and this old man's you're like, I want to go to the Crimson Cave, and the old man's like, well, that are you sure you want to risk your life on a myth? And I said no at first because I don't know if I would risk my life on a myth. Like if it was some risk, I'd be cool with it, but like if it was like I might die, I might not do it. So I said that, and then it ended the game right there, and it said that the adventure ended before it began. So I reloaded, and I did say that I had played this game before. After the first time, it made me start over, and I noticed that when I did it that way, the tutorials were way less intense than what I saw in your gameplay. So that option at the beginning, have you played this game before, definitely does affect how many tutorials you get. Anyway, long story short, the story kind of involves, then you get dropped into this cave, after you go to this establishment, and then you're trying to find this genie, but you need to get the 3 touchstones, and there's some kind of boss, I guess you would say, at each of the 3 dungeons, and then after that you get transport. It actually kind of narrates that some things happened in between. You leveled up, you fought enemies, you went through the land of whatever, and now this is the next part in the game you're in. And it really just was really jarring story-wise. It didn't make sense. And then after that, you're chasing down a crazy guy in a mental ward, like that is dressed like a priest or something, and then that's the end of the demo after you beat him. So it's just it was kind of weird. Yeah, storyline wise, it was a good 3 out of 10, I think.
3 out of 10.
At best.
So the game is about an individual who stumbled into a bar. Go up to the bar, order something to drink. The old guy, the bartender, recognized, something about this person and pretty much tell them about a tale of a treasure inside of a cave. He pretty much, convinced them and piqued their curiosity about what's in that cave. So we agreed to go. We agreed to go because we know about the genie, the red genie that will grant any wish once you get your hands on it. And we all know, guys, genies are, let's say, to our understanding, are mythical beings that will grant you any wish of your desires. Normally 3 wishes, right? You find a magic lamp, you rub it, the genie will come out. By the rules of the genie, you're his master. You're his or her master until you exhaust your wishes. Then the lamp just disappear and wait until the new master to release it. So that's pretty much what a genie, to our understanding, is. So just the title.
There's variations, right? Like that's the Disney genie, pretty much like the standard everybody knows.
But most
usually you got different, like I think The Witcher also has like genies or jinns.
Okay,
I guess they call them
jinns, yeah.
And they are evil spirits, pretty much. So
yeah.
they grant like the way they work in The Witcher is more like a monkey's paw, if I remember correctly. Like they grant your wish, but in like a twisted way, or some shit like that. If I remember correctly, I'm not quite sure.
Like there's a curse attached to the wish.
Yeah, right. So there's different variations of genies, I guess. But yeah, the most popular is probably like the Disney genie, like you described it.
Yeah.
But judging from the game, the genie in this game, the red genie, which doesn't seem to be like a good entity, right? Like it's red, and you know we in Aladdin in Disney, you also got a red genie going on, right? Jafar is a red genie at the end of it, so he's still evil as a genie. So maybe since it's a red genie, he's evil, and he also doesn't come in a lamp. It's more of a pot or a jar.
And the pot kind of looks like the Kool-Aid guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, so we don't really know what all I'm saying is like we don't really know what type of genie this thing actually is supposed to be. At least not from the demo.
Because they never show the genie.
Yeah, you just touch the thing and then you're gone. Like, I don't know. Is it another world, or did I just interpret it wrong?
It basically is a narration piece that describes what happened next. It does say, yeah, that you were transported to another world and then you journeyed for a time, and then now you're in a later part of the game.
I see. So we're still in a different world, though.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know.
But
kind of makes sense.
Wouldn't you agree that's interesting, though?
Nah.
Huh?
It could be interesting.
The red genie, like the color red. See, Harlequin stated a fact that I didn't even really think about. Red genie could be evil. Maybe the old.
I mean, that's mostly the case, right? Red things are usually evil. Red genies and red enemies and whatnot.
Maybe the old man could be working for a demonic person who want to resurrect their master, but convince them to, hey, there's a genie in the cave that you can get any wish. So he pretty much tricked them to go on the trial to see where they're the chosen one to actually get the wish, activate the genie, and they get transported to another isekai or another world, as you call it, and in the real world the genie may be causing havoc.
Yeah, but that's not how the dialogue presents it. Like
that's not how the dialogue. Okay.
Yeah, the old man clearly tries to convince you to not go.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? He's asking you, are you sure you really want to risk your fucking life for that myth? It gives you a choice to not go and to end the game right there, right? The old man is not trying to convince the character to go.
Yeah.
The opposite is the case, right?
Okay.
He tries to stop you. So that kind of doesn't make sense.
All right.
That doesn't happen.
Sounds
That's not
like a
how
mess.
it's presented.
Sounds like a mess.
But will you agree though that this, you don't really see a lot of RPG Maker games in this format though, correct? Like story wise.
I actually see a lot of RPG Maker games that look just like this.
Not like, but like the story wise, you know.
I mean,
like
I don't know. The
genies.
thing, I've heard it a million times before. It's just a whatever story at this point.
I'm not against a genie. Like, I think it's fairly unique, as in, like, what kind of genie stories do we really have? Like, the only one I know is like Aladdin from Disney.
That's all I know.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the genies I know, really.
Mhm.
So I guess that could work, but the presentation is just ass. Like, we start out in a bar. We don't know how our protagonist is. We don't know anything about them. We don't know their motivation. Like, what does it mean? I want to set the world right. What does that even mean?
It means they want to set the world on fire.
Oh yeah, that could be the case. Like, some people just want to see the world burn, right? So that could be true. We don't know. There's a million different ways to interpret that. Like, setting the world right has as many meanings as there are people on the planet, right? So that doesn't mean anything. We don't know why or what triggered them to go seek this genie. We don't know what happened. Is it a trauma? Did they lose somebody or whatever? We have zero motivation behind this character. We don't know why they're looking for the genie. We don't know the point of it. So what happens is you immediately don't care. Like, the protagonist is meaningless to you. It's just some guy or girl, whatever gender you picked, and
they're
that's
doing
it.
stuff. They're doing stuff.
It's just doing stuff. Why? We don't know, and we don't care, because we got no reason to care. It's like the thing which Brew had me consider more, right? I had the same problem in my game. Like, you got this protagonist, sure, but he has zero motivation to do anything, so nobody cares. And I started realizing that's an important part for a game. Like, you gotta give your player something to care about the character he's playing, right? Otherwise it's gonna be boring, because why are we doing all of this? Why are we running through this cave? Why are we looking for a genie? What is our wish? What does it mean setting the world straight? Right? So we don't know any of that, so it's just a dude doing stuff.
So
that's boring.
So once again, we can all agree a proper introduction is very important for a game, because this developer could have easily created a scene. Maybe they lost everything. Maybe somebody's sick, and you know, a loved one is sick. Maybe they just want wealth. You know, like, there gotta be something, just like you said, to propel the MC to have a desire, not just randomly go on the wild goose chase because somebody say, hey, there's a genie in a cave.
Just because the game says so, you gotta do it now. Like,
yeah,
doesn't work. Like, the call of action is missing, and if the goal is to set the world straight, there must be something that's pretty big. Like, it can't just be someone being sick, because if you're trying to save a family member, you're not trying to set the world straight. You're just trying to save them, right? So the sentence, I'm trying to set the world straight, means, I don't know, the world must be at war, or some, like, big things must be happening.
You want to bring peace, like, to the world.
World must be really broken, and I don't know, slavery runs amok, or what, or I don't fucking know. Like, it gotta be big things, right?
Or maybe the protagonist is a bad person, because the world maybe might be doing just fine, and so when they want to set it right, they're actually
if you want an evil protagonist, that could work too. Like, maybe the world is peaceful and our protagonist is just an asshole who wants war. Could be true as well, but we don't know, because we're not getting shown anything.
Yeah, we're just once again, just put into something.
It again in a more concise way. It implies there's something wrong with the world, but if you don't know what it is, why care? That's my point exactly.
And this is why I say some people should play Final Fantasy VI. They did it perfectly. You started off showing that there's this empire, there's a war against the Magi, which no longer existed until you are brought into a town where there is a witch running around who's supposedly no magic but is under a spell. It gives you an idea of what's going on in the world at that time.
Exactly. You need some kind of picture in your head. What is the state of the world? Where do we live in, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the general thing? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening with the protagonist? Why does he feel the need to be the one who sets the world straight, right? Because who the fuck does that, right? We all know, like, our real world is not really straight either, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things going wrong, and yet nobody of us is like, I'm gonna be a politician and set the world straight, or I'm gonna look for a genie and set the world straight. Like, none of us has this calling to be like the hero that sets the world straight. So why does our protagonist in this game do? Or like, why does he feel the need to be this hero guy that sets the world straight? What's his motivation? Why? We don't know.
Don't know.
Exactly. So, and what ends up happening is nobody cares about this protagonist we're playing because he's a blank slate. He has no motivation and no reason to do any of the things we do in the game.
And no personality.
And zero personality, yeah. Aside from explaining every potion you pick up.
Oh, and this part with the spider babies. I remember.
I got a question, Cyclona. Since you opted not to do a tutorial, did you still get tutorials on potions pickups and treasure pickups and stuff?
No, it ended up just being like a quick little blurb, oh yeah, this potion will be useful for later.
Like he always say, he does that for everything they find, pretty much anything.
But what I saw in your playthrough was a lot more detailed explanation of every single thing.
Yeah.
Even multiple lines of dialogue for one item you just picked up, and I did not see that to that level.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially you got the tutorials on how to actually use a potion, and Cyclonic just had his, like, the protagonist's personal opinion about the potion.
So, yeah. Cyclonic, I basically saved you 2 to 3 hours worth of, tutorial. Pretty much.
I did say that I played the game before, and that's what made the difference. So.
All right, so those who is now coming into the chat, welcome DSB Wizard, and everybody else. This is a commercial RPG maker game. It is a commercial game. It is available on Steam and itch.io for the price of $14.99. It's $14.99 if you want to own this. All right, so we already know that we're after a magical genie, a magical lamp to get a wish, and we got teleported to another world where we must find some other artifacts in order to, I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering, what is the goal? Like, after you get transported to this other world, what is the goal?
There's 4 different cities you must visit, and you must get each artifact from each one. The guy that pretty much found you, they have the artifact that you need, but they want you to get the other artifacts before he give you his, where you can use those to unlock something to I don't really know.
Yeah, that's the thing though. We need 4 artifacts for what? Like, we already found the genie and it was a ruse or whatever, so
it's probably to get back home.
Yeah, is it to get back home, or is it to find the genie again?
I think it's to get.
I don't know.
I think it's to get. I don't know. I don't know.
Nobody knows. Like,
I don't know.
Kind of a really bad thing. Like I don't fucking know. Man. I just want to say so. The developer of this game describes himself as a published author and musician, has a bachelor's degree in game design, and is a streamer as well.
Yeah, they stream.
Yeah, so
I did my
so they
research.
got a degree in game design. They're a composer, and I suppose a published author means he's a professional writer. I guess I'm not quite sure, but yeah, like this is supposed to be made by a professional writer. This story.
It doesn't seem like it to me.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing, right? Which puts me off a little bit. Like I was contacting this developer, right? I was writing a comment on this itch page. Say, listen, man, we three dudes, and we would like to cover your game on our podcast, right? And the response I got was, he can't give us keys because he can't give out keys all the time. Why, I don't know, because giving out keys is literally free. Even on itch, like on itch you can just request them instantly. On Steam you gotta request them from Steam, but they're free, right? You can have 1,000 keys, it doesn't matter to anyone as long as you don't go and like put them on a reseller site or whatever.
Before we get into the other stuff, I'm clearly going to say this, and you see that I'm starting to see this a lot within the streaming community. People that like specific games or RPGs or want to make a game, RPG Maker is pretty much the easiest engine you can use to make a game. You hardly need any experience. You just probably need to watch a couple of tutorials and and just go from there. You could clearly see throughout the whole game, the demo, that this is definitely a first person's project, like right off the bat. The map seems randomly generated. You can see a lot of assets being strewn about, all that good stuff. Just watching other streamers, for example, Cookie Jar isn't an RPG Maker streamer per se, but they're getting into RPG Maker. They started designing with RPG Maker, and I believe this is the same case with Officer Demickey, where they just decide, hey, I want to make an RPG, use my my bachelor education in writing. I'm an author, I'm a game designer. I have the credentials to prove myself that I graduated from this school for this. So I'm gonna make a game. So they're making a game thinking, and we all been that way. We thinking our game is good because we're the one that created it. We showed it to our friends. Oh, this game is awesome. This game is good. They fall into that trap, and they throw a price on the game based on, oh, okay, I made this music. I spent this many hours creating it, without comping it with other projects, of RPG Maker. It don't make sense if you compare RPG Maker game to a Square Enix game and try to price your game off of that. No, you want to price it based off other RPG Maker games that's similar to yours, which you can price it for reasonably decent price without trying to price gouge $14.99.
Or at least like other indie titles. Like I wouldn't necessarily separate RPG Maker, because ideally you want to get out of that whole RPG Maker thing, right? You want to make a real indie game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I would at least compare it to other indie titles, right? Maybe not AAA, because of course those are large studios with a lot of money and stuff, but like at least comparing it to other indie titles, which usually cost around 30 or less.
This game is $14.99.
$14.99.
Yeah, it's $15 pretty much, and My point in bringing up the developer's credentials is just like it really rubs me the wrong way. If you contact a developer that has one review on his game about giving him some exposure in exchange for some keys.
Oh, let's save that. Let's save that
Let's say that
for
for what?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
For what category are we gonna save it?
Go ahead. You already they already
Yeah,
interested.
exactly.
Go ahead.
Exactly, right? So I'm pretty sure if I ask anybody in this chat
Okay.
for a key to get the game covered on the podcast, anyone would give a key. Anyone.
Exactly.
Like there's zero reason to not give a key, right? It doesn't cost you anything to give out a free key to people who potentially get your game out. Like maybe not much. I mean, we're small, right? We got 83 subs. Like that's nothing, pretty much. But it doesn't cost you anything, right? And it's still at least 3 people who potentially gonna write a Steam review for you. Right? It's free advertisement, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Right? Even if my game, even when Origins is done, when my game is done, and my game is gonna cost at least $20, 20 to 25, I'm still gonna give out plenty of keys to people because it's free advertisement. Why would I not? Right? There's no reason to not, ever.
See,
I can understand if you get like these fucking emails from these scam websites. I can understand being cautious there, but if some dude comments on your H page with a channel link and a Discord link where you can contact the group directly, like I'm clearly not a scam website or some shit like that, right? I'm not asking for 15 keys or whatnot. It kind of really rubs me the wrong way if you then go and say all these things like, oh, I got a degree and I'm a professional writer. And I'm not willing to give out keys for my amazing game all the time. And then you go ahead and then play the demo of this game, and this is what you made? I don't know, man. Kind of rubs me the wrong way.
It's some cut.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I just feel like this could be a first-time project. I can see that, and sure, you can put a price tag on your first project if you want to, but I don't know. I just feel like some people just needs kind of a little bit of a humbling and get their feet back on the ground, because this is not it. This is not worth $15. This is not even worth $2. And the developer told me he already priced his game below average. Like, what average is this going by? AAA average? What? Because the average for an RM game is like $3. So where did that average come from? $15 for an RTP game.
The fact that they feel that they can price it that way, that's why they do it.
Yeah, and I think they deserve a little humbling for that. Because they clearly didn't make a good game. And they clearly didn't research anything.
What's up, Riggy?
Because, as I said, the average on Steam for like an RPG Maker game is like $3, $5. That's like the average. So either he's lying, because it's not the average, no matter how you look at it. If you took like indie games where the top priced indie games are like $30 and the lower tier prices are like $15 or $10. Maybe that's the average, but this is not indie game quality. This is not even upper tier RPG Maker quality.
What tier is it?
And this is beginner tier quality.
It's whatever used to be called garbage tier.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's
So I had to stop using that. I had to stop using the word garbage because some people was getting offended. So I had to stop using it.
Look, man, if this is, man, there is a difference between somebody making their first game and asking for feedback, or making their first game and having it for free and whatnot. That's different. But if you go around the world telling everybody how you're a writer and a composer and a game designer with a fucking degree, and then you put a price tag of $15 on your game and this is what you make, you deserve a slap.
Yeah,
that's just how it is. You're asking for a lot of money for this. Like $15 is not maybe not the world, but for a product like this, you're asking a lot.
Yeah.
Right? You're asking more money than the engine you are paying for.
Yeah.
If you get MV on a sale, you're paying $5, and you're asking triple that money for this. Like, you can make this in 2 weekends.
Shoot, not even 2 weekends. You make this in probably a week.
I mean, if you're spending 8 hours a day, you can make this in a week, easily. Right? And you go around bragging all these credentials, and you make this.
All right, so let's put his design to use in his gamer, gaming back degree to use. So mechanics and gameplay is very important, right? So in this game, as you can see, based on the screen, there's one MC, there's one character that you play as, and this is the selling point of the game. Able to equip 10 different weapons, and each weapon has special properties. There's 250 weapons. No, there's 300 weapons all together for each type. So you got daggers, swords, arrows, bows, cestus, the whole 9 yards. You could equip 10 different weapons and you could switch them out in battle. Each weapon has their own different stats, so your stats is based on whatever weapon you have equipped. There's 3 different weaknesses phases based on the weapon. You got strike weapons, you got blunt weapons, and you got slash weapons. So enemies are weak against one or the other. So it's your job as the player to figure out what the enemy is weak against based on the weapon type. So that's one of the selling points of the game, which listed on the Steam page. Then you have a whole bunch of magic. This person is a magic user. So it turned out the MC, this is going ahead of the story. It turned out that the MC was learn how to do healing magic, but the other magic just came naturally as they got older. That's a little background on how the MC was able to do magic. I think they said that the mother taught them how to do healing magic, but it just came naturally how to do the other one. He just taught himself. So this is the gameplay, and you can already see that it is first person. It's not side view, which is the preferred way for RPG Maker games nowadays, because the action sequencing, it makes your game look better. It makes it look more modern instead of like you're playing on the old PC. So let's talk about the gameplay. What y'all think about like the battles itself, the weapon system? Like, what was your experience with that?
I thought it was really boring. So basically most of the enemies just do attack. What I ended up doing was I just kind of maximized, or I used whatever item with maximized magic, and then once I got bolt or spark, I just used spark all the time because I could maybe kill all the enemies in one hit rather than attack. And the gameplay, it was just really boring to play this game. High encounter rate. You're getting into fights every couple feet. It just wasn't. The battle system feels just really RPG Maker out of the box, really slapped together. It wasn't really hard, but it wasn't really fun either to play it.
Okay.
You just have all these corridors, and they're just weird diagonal maps that go for long stretches at a time, and there's nothing interesting. Like, I don't want to explore this cave because there's nothing interesting in it. I did think that the skeleton here was beautiful, but with that clothing choice, but I don't know.
But it's also RTP.
I know. But it sucked, right? I thought the gameplay was bad. I didn't.
Yeah, the system they implemented made no sense.
Like who would be carrying around like 14 weapons on them, and
yeah, that too. Like it makes physically no sense, but it's also not really thought out. I feel like you got 10 different weapons, but all it is like it's like the default weakness system everybody does, right? It gets the weakness. So instead of trying to find the right elemental skill, you just swap your weapon. Like you use the sword, alright, that deals no damage. You try the other weapon, alright, the mace also deals no damage. So you try the next weapon, alright, now the dagger deals damage. Okay, so you kill this guy with a dagger. Next encounter is a different enemy. Alright, you start all over again. You use the sword, alright, no damage. You use the mace, alright, no damage. Dagger, no damage. Bow, no damage. Then you got the claws, oh, those do damage. Alright, so you're gonna use the claws for this enemy. So like, all it does is you just try every weapon every turn. Like you're just cycling through the weapons trying to find the one that deals damage. And how is that fun? And on top of that, you got all these magic skills, which is the same thing again. You trying to find out which one deals the most damage. And that's the game. It's just guess the weakness. It makes no sense. And then you got all these requirements, right? You cannot use every skill with a sword. So you cycle through all those fucking weapons you got to equip the one that actually can use the skill. Then you use the skill and you cycle the weapon back again. Like it's cycling weapons all day long. Like this guy is giving Link a run for his money.
Oh man.
And then to top it off, like when you get the higher level skills, they do pretty much just as much damage as the lower level skills. So you either can choose to do like 25% of your MP for the same amount of damage as the lower level skills. So like I noticed that was a thing in the battle system too.
Yeah, I didn't use any fucking skills because it just wasn't worth it, I guess. Maybe I should have. Maybe that would have killed the enemies faster. I was just cycling through these weapons like an idiot. Like,
And the thing is, another thing is, like, he gave some hints on what certain enemies are weak against, but the rest you supposed to figure out, like, what are they really weak against. But the thing is, who's supposed to remember all the weapons, even the special abilities of the weapons, when you're actually finding weapons every 3 seconds? You're finding a new weapon every 3 seconds, literally. You know, you're finding something new. You're in the menu, changing out an old weapon with a new weapon, get another battle, get another weapon. You in the menu again, changing out weapons. That's all you're doing. Then you're supposed to remember, oh yeah, my spear gives me double experience. Oh yeah, my sword raises my agility. Then you get another sword that decreases your agility. You know what I mean? Then you got another a bow that it's just too much. Like on the player, it's just too much. Like there's nothing wrong. Like I suggested to the developer, what they should have done, if that was the case, make it they could just equip one of the each type. They could equip at least one slash, one strike, and one blunt. Just have 3 weapons, three weapons you could cycle through instead of 10. You know, that way it's easier on the player to.
Yeah, that would ease the confusion at least. What I think would have been a lot better is if they made it an actual mechanic. Like, if, for example, if every weapon had like its own playstyle, right? So let's say maybe using a bow gives you like 2 actions per turn. Right? That's a strategic element to consider. Maybe the sword lets you parry attacks or whatnot. Like give each weapon its own unique playstyle and make the weapon swapping cost a turn or whatever. So you have to actually consider your options, because right now all you do is you just cycle through the weapons trying to find the best one to kill the enemy. And by the time you found it, the enemy's already dead because you already hit him 100 times. Right? So there's no mechanic here. It's just swap the weapons and guess the weakness. So what I should have done instead is like, we don't need 10 weapons. Like, who the fuck carries 10 weapons with them? Why? Why is that even a thing? Like, you could have done 3 and make it an actual choice. Like, make it unique. You make each weapon type a unique type of play style. And then the player can choose. Maybe they only want to use the sword because they really like to have a chance at counter-attacking the enemy or parrying or whatever. Maybe they prefer to always use the bow because it gives them extra action in battle. Whatever mechanics you can come up with, but make it like a unique thing instead of just guess the fucking weakness, because that's boring.
Exactly.
That's a boring design.
Exactly. And y'all see me, I fell asleep during the stream. I tried not to fall asleep, guys, but the game just makes you yawn. Like I'm literally tired. I'm like right now I'm tired. Like literally tired because I streamed the game 2 days, two times.
It's also a big part in the mapping too. It's not only the combat is boring, but exploring is too. Like you got random encounters which by nature already discourage like exploring, right? Because the encounter rate is fucking high. So do I really want to go out of my way and travel off the beaten path in order to maybe find something when I have to battle every 4 steps?
Yeah,
So you already discourage my exploration with that. And then your maps are ass. Sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, and I also agree too that it had the effect of making me tired too. Like, so I agree with what D7 was saying on that, because I played this game when I just sat down with like my morning coffee, and like that's when I'm like most awake, is like right
you're just booting up essentially. You have no business being tired at that point.
Yeah, right. And I started yawning, and like I was actually like starting to feel like brain fog and stuff, like from trying to finish this game. So it was weird, but I got it done. But
yeah, it's bad. Like when you have encounters like that and you're already discouraged from exploring, and then the maps are like, this is just empty hallways that go on forever. Like I was traveling this long path, just like the footage we got playing right now. It's a long empty hallway. There's nothing interesting to see. There's no hidden anything. And then you get to the end of that path and you find a chest, and that chest has a fucking healing potion. And then you travel all the way back, encounter steps every 4 steps. Like that's not worth it. Like I'm not gonna explore anymore. I'm just going straight to the boss and straight back. Oh, by the way, if you beat a boss, you gotta of course backtrack all the way back too.
And the boss is like standing in the middle of the room, just like this thing. No throne, no chair, no minions, just standing in the middle of nothing.
Yeah,
this is quality.
In the middle of the room, like it's a random enemy.
Here's where it goes really bad. Okay, in the game right here, like no sense in waiting. Let's get this over with. And then the character goes to, after this, I traveled across a strange land. Unfortunately,
makes no fucking sense.
If you aren't quite allowed to see that part yet, so let's skip ahead to someplace different.
Yeah, so that's probably like demo thing, right? So it's unfinished, whatnot. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's also where the game just completely lost me. I stopped playing at that point because I found the genie, or I didn't. I don't fucking know. And now we're in some weird different land. What's going on anymore? Like, the experience this far was already fucking bad. So it being this jarring at that point just completely fucking lost me. I was like, just fuck that shit. I'm out of here. I could not.
You gotta take one for the team.
No, man, that's what you're for.
Look,
That's your job. I'm here to hate games. You're the guy who gives every game a chance.
and you guys already know I tried to play every game and give every game its fair shake because that's what D7 is all about. I think this game has literally topped Odarian counts.
Yes. Like, don't get me wrong, Darien accounts is fucking awful, right? But at least it tried.
Yeah.
They
you
at
can tell
least
it tried.
tried to make like an action system and whatnot. They tried. They didn't do a good job with it, but they tried. This is just garbage. This is garbage for $15. Like, there's nothing in here. This is basic RPG mega combat, but you can equip 500 weapons at a time for some reason. Right? The mapping is ass. There is no music, guys. There is no fucking music
There's no
in this
music.
game.
Oh,
People are
yeah.
walking around.
You
Yeah.
made it a feature.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
dungeon, when you're in a dangerous area, there is no music to signal to the player that there is random encounters. What the fuck? Like, at least make it like tense music, or the music stops or goes lower before you hit a random encounter, like a timer, right?
That'd
So the
be
music
dope.
gets quieter and quieter.
That's a dope
Closer
idea.
you are to a random encounter. Yes, that's a good feature. But they decided to brag about having custom-made music, and then 90% of the game you're not hearing any of it because you're in a dungeon. There's no music in a dungeon. You're just running around in silence, looking in the mirror, questioning your fucking life choices. Why do I play this game? Right? There's no fucking music in the dungeon. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Man,
Like-
if you brag about being a fucking composer, advertising your game having custom music,
Mm-hmm.
and then your gameplay revolves around 90% not hearing music, what the fuck is going on with you? How is that a selling point?
And the game development degree too, with this being the game.
Man, I don't know what a game like a game design degree entails. I don't know what the school is teaching those people, but this is not good design no matter how you look at it. No part of this game is designed well. None of it.
You don't like the music?
Enemies are boring. Man, there is only one music. It's like the battle track,
Mhm.
or two or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of okay. Burr, 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 burr,
It's
burr,
it's an
burr.
okay track as a
Mhm.
background noise, but it doesn't get me hyped or whatnot. It's not
No,
an epic
no.
battle track where I'm like, yeah, man, let's fucking go, let's kill this guy. It doesn't get you hyped or anything. It's just a.
But the
Okay,
problem
I
with
guess it's
that get worn out so fast because once again, there's no other music to like deviate you from that because that's all you're hearing in the
Yeah,
dungeon is the
yeah,
battle theme.
Exactly, and you only hear the beginning too. Like, you got zero music in a dungeon, then the battle pops, and you hear the first, like, I don't know, 30 seconds of that track, then you won, and then you're back to no music again, then you walk 5 steps, then you're back to the battle track again, and then you won again, and it's silence again. Like, how is that good design? How do you have a degree in this shit?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe from a correspondence course or online class. I don't
have
know.
no fucking idea.
Or maybe they use a
game
different
design school is
engine.
teaching.
I have no idea. I
I don't know either. I don't know what they teach.
But
you,
it is the
what
internet
kind
though.
of topics that is.
It is
Yeah,
the internet.
If I think game design, I would think they teach you how to like design levels and shit like that. What makes a good game, right? What makes a Mario level a fun design, right? What makes a map when you make a level or map or whatever? What makes it fun? Like, what is a good design?
See,
right?
let's-
What are good design conventions?
Let's take Iron Brew for example. Iron Brew gave Harlequin some really great game-changing advice. And also in the
This guy done destroyed my motivation and destroyed my career and everything.
and also in the Discord, whenever we make like a fun in the Discord, this guy go and create like a monster or a battler and post it. that showed you
he's
his
making a game around puns a lot. Yeah.
that showed you his creativity, and that's what he do for a living. He game design. You know, that shows you the creativity that he has when creating games. You know, I could actually say maybe he went to school for this. You know, me, I didn't go to school. Harleton didn't go to school. Cycrona, I'm pretty sure he didn't go to school for this.
I'm pretty sure none of us did.
No,
But
game design has always been something that I did on my own. Yeah.
but trial and error is the best teacher.
I mean, yeah, you do things you think are fun.
But
right?
this
And then
guy,
you show it to other people, and then you're
Sometimes
getting
it's
told
not.
whether it's fun or not, and then you change it if it's not.
this guy was just like Frieza. Like Goku told Frieza, as soon as you got Golden Frieza, you just rushed here. You ain't even trained. And that's why he lost. Soon as this guy got RPG Maker, he created the first thing on his mind and said, hey, oh yeah, Steam, I could sell my game on Steam. I paid $100. And yeah, he probably don't want to give away free keys because he may feel like he's losing money and not gaining
what may
nothing.
be happening is maybe he fell for some of those key scammers or whatnot, because the game has 3 reviews on Steam and 2 of them are free. So 2 of them have a key, right? So where are the keys the developer has spoken about giving out constantly, right? You got 3 reviews, 2 of them which were a key. Where is all the keys you gave away, right? So maybe he fell for some kind of scam or whatnot. So I don't know. Even if that's the case, though, he clearly didn't do his homework. Like even when I started out, when I started posting about my games, I had all the emails, right? Or you get emails from everybody, like, oh my god, we want to cover your game. Please send us 150 keys and whatnot. And you can tell those are fishy.
Look, he could have gave you the itch version, itch.io version.
It doesn't matter.
And we could have shared
a link.
No, I'm just saying. He could have gave us.
I told him.
He could have gave us the itch.io version, and we could have shared the files amongst each other to do the review. Whereas Steam, you
done that with a key too.
Yeah,
Or could have just uploaded it to like Google Drive or something and given us a private.
But it
copy.
doesn't really matter. Like the key could cost him nothing.
It's on Skid Row.
I don't know why, but yeah. The thing is, look, man, a key costs you nothing to like get from Steam, right? It's not like, and the thing that rubbed me the wrong way was like he was like, man, I can't constantly give out keys, but I hope you cover the game anyway. Like the audacity.
No, I would sue you if I had to buy this.
Exactly,
I would literally sue you.
Cover your fucking free review game if you're not even willing to.
I would sue you for. I would sue you for anxiety. I would sue you for insomnia because I can't sleep properly. I would sue you for a lot of stuff. I mean, come on now. I mean, I understand this, right? You know, if you're not part of the community, you're outside of the loop. You don't know what the standards are. And this developer, he don't know what the standards are. Anything he create is a good game.
Yeah, but I can understand that, but I can't understand the behavior. Like if you are not part, like your first game, you already told us you thought your first game was dope, and it's garbage, right? It's like your typical first time project. I can understand that, but if you act in that way, like if you hosted your first game on Itch and a couple of streamers came along and asked for a key, and you act all high and mighty that you can't give out a key for a review, but you hope they cover it anyway, like not even giving a link to the demo. Remember, you had to find the demo. It's not like they gave a link.
Yeah, I had to find the demo. Yeah.
Right? It's just the behavior, this high and mighty behavior. Like, bro, you made a game that has one legit review, and you're acting all high and mighty like you're some kind of developer that has accomplished anything. Like, getting your game on Steam is not an accomplishment. You just pay $100. Everybody can get their game on Steam. They don't care. They only check if the game works. If it crashes, they're gonna let you know. They're not gonna publish it. But if it works and you set up the store page with whatever requirements they have, they don't give a shit if your game is good or not. Anyone can host a game on Steam. It's not an accomplishment. It's not an achievement in any way.
To some people, it is.
Why are you on a high horse?
To some people, it is an achievement because they actually completed something, and this developer has said numerous times they are proud of their work. They're proud of it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can't take that from them, but at the same time, if they would have known about not even the RTP us, but quality
just
game testers
research, like you have to. It's no effort. You just have to take a look at any other RPG Maker games that are out there. Like, you don't even have to go on Steam. You can just try out a bunch from itch and see what other people are making, or check the prices of RPG Maker games on itch on Steam. Right? There's a minimum amount of effort needed to see what's out there and realize that you made some hot garbage. It's not hard, but I can understand that. But when you start out, you don't act high and mighty. You're not sitting on a high horse as a beginner. That's not what you do. So is this Dunning-Kruger effect? Maybe. So he's starting out thinking he knows everything, but doesn't? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but like, as I said, just this type of behavior, I don't know. You can do all that.
And maybe
make your first project and put a $15 price tag on it.
To be honest, maybe he gave out more keys than what we think. Maybe he's probably.
It doesn't matter.
No, it don't matter. It don't matter. But I understand what you're saying. We at least have a portfolio of reviewing these type of games, and we're not big in numbers, but still, somebody's going to see our videos.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it can help promote your game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
How you look at it, that's the thing. Like, no matter how you look at it, there's no downside to having us cover a game. There's zero downside to it. There's no loss for you.
It's free advertising.
Requesting a key from Steam doesn't even take a day. Like, I requested multiple keys for Tiki's Escape, right? I just did it like a month back again, just to have some laying around if I need one, right? And you just contact support, telling them you need some keys, and they're gonna send you some keys in a zip file, and that's it. And on itch it's even easier. You just generate a fucking link instantly, like that. And then you can give it out to people and they can redeem your game and fucking play. Like, there's zero downside.
Exactly.
And we're not gonna buy it. It's not happening.
And I never had a problem asking developers, "Hey, can I get a key? Hey,
I was baffled, man.
Can I get
dumbfounded.
Can I get a couple keys to do a giveaway? Yeah, sure. Because
that's exactly the thing.
They know it's free advertising. They know, especially if they know that. Now, if a random Joe say, "Hey, can I get?" No, you can't get that. No.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm not even sure about that. Like, it depends on how they ask. Like, if somebody were to like DM me on Twitter and say like, "Oh man, I was checking out your profile. I found your first game, that Tiki's Escape thing. Can I get a key?"
The reason why I was
try it out.
The reason why I say no, because common sense says you should have a demo link under or above your buy link.
Oh yeah.
So
they don't have a Steam demo, by the way, either.
So if there's no demo link, you know what I mean? So of course you have to ask, if you want to try it out. It's $14.99. It's a big risk if you think about it. It may not be a lot of money to some, but to some it is. That's like an hour, 2 hours worth of work based on how much you get paid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For $15 you can get a real indie game too.
Exactly. You get a real indie game. You could get couple. You get 2 Big Macs from McDonald's. You get some snake oil. You could get some free credits to create AI images. You can do whatever you do whatever you want for $14.99. That's gas in your car too. That's like, a quarter of a tank, half a tank for some cars.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it depends on how they ask. Like, if they played the demo and they really liked it and they went on Twitter and DM'd me and they were nice about it, I would probably hand out a key or two. Even
I just hand them out. I don't.
Yeah, you're different. You're different though. You don't count. You hand a key out to everybody.
Everybody and their mama get a key from Cychronic.
Exactly, but like the general consensus is like, at least among RPG Maker developers, we're happy if anybody plays our game. So usually we give out keys, no problem, right? If any streamer came to you, legit streamer, like not one of these scam fucking idiots.
Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but there's a survey.
Yeah,
there's a survey. Yeah, I filled it out.
Let's see. Oh, okay. He put what you pick? A 3?
A 3, yeah. 3.
Wow, I would have gave it a 1.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't even fill it out. It's not worth my time.
But Cychronic, he's very supportive. He's very. I would have gave it a 3.
Nah, man, I would have gave it a 0, but I don't have one.
It did work though, right? So it wasn't like, if it was 1, it would be totally unplayable in terms of like the game itself is broken. But it did work and run, and I was.
Hey, look, we got the developer in the house now.
The developer is in here.
Yeah, it's a February demo, I suppose. Like, that's the only demo you got up on itch.
It's still the same. It's believe it or not, guys. Believe it or not, this game needs a lot of work. I'm not even gonna lie, developer. It needs a lot of work.
It does.
Like,
I mean, the response to not giving out keys was, you hope we cover the game anyway. So this is the only way we could have covered the game. I mean, you have no up-to-date demo.
And $14.99 is a lot of money to try a game. We shouldn't even have to go through the refund process, because that's besides the point. Always have a demo link above your playable link, because we're taking a risk. You at least want to have a demo that's current to help bring in potential players. You know what I mean? Instead of just paying $15.99 for a game that's really full of RTP. Of course, we got custom music, but that's what was available at our disposal. So it's all fairness. Like what we say, once you put it out on the internet, it's out on the internet, and
it's the developer's responsibility to have an up-to-date demo. It's not our fault that you have outdated files out there.
Exactly. And $14.99 is a lot of money for a product like this, compared to, you got games like Trials Cascadia, you got the Starships series. That's like what, $4.99, and it's a lot of custom assets in that game with side view battlers. A whole lot to do. I just felt like, this game is asking way too much based on the play style. Even
I mean, we were lucky we even had a demo. Like, imagine if we didn't know about itch. Like, the Steam page doesn't even have the February demo on it. Like, there's 0 demo on Steam.
All right, so you may have missed this, but your combat style is based on 10 different weapons, right? That either is slash, blunt,
You don't need to repeat everything. They can watch the video back if they want to.
and all that.
But
Your player is basically trying to figure out random stuff in order to, like, win the game, win the battle, and that's not fun. And all the enemies is doing is attack, 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 attack.
What I'm wondering, like, if
Woo!
you said to me you hope we cover the game anyway, so if we're not supposed to play the demo, did you really expect 3 people buying a $15 RTP game to cover it as a review?
That's $45
from somebody who made their first game. Are you seriously suggesting that?
It's $45.
I think it needs a lot of work. It's across the board.
Yeah, I don't think the full version is different in any way. Like, the combat is likely still the same. Maybe there's a couple more story. Maybe the genie scene doesn't get skipped anymore. I don't know, but I don't think the game is that fundamentally different that it changes anything.
I don't think so either.
Well, anyway. Oh,
this is what
the footage.
This is what I would do to improve the game. I would do away with the 10 weapon system. I would do away with that. I would invest in learning how to do some action sequencing for some side view battles. Even if it's one NPC, one main character, you should at least have another character or maybe a party that could be interested, into getting this genie. Everybody got their own personal ambition, and they can have hope of trying to get their problem solved or whatnot. And I feel like you're doing a lot of hand holding even after the tutorial. It's like every time we open up a treasure chest, the MC always have to say something about this is
always saying his thought.
Yeah, they're always saying their thought, like, oh yeah, these will come in handy. How many times are we going to have to hear this potion going to come in handy? We know it's going to come in handy because it heals us. We know this is going to come in handy. It's a new item. It's an item that benefits the character. And that's the same thing with knocking on doors. That's the same thing on just pretty much everything. It's like there's really no NPCs to talk to. So the only person that is really doing most of the talking, even talking to the MC, is the MC.
Yeah, that's exactly the why, though. I feel like there is no meaningful conversation or interaction with anything in the game, so what ends up happening is just the protagonist talking to himself all the time.
Yeah, even having
it doesn't mean anything, right? It's just text for the sake of text.
And even having one extra character on the team could create some kind of dialogue or some exchange of how did you end up here? Oh, well,
I use 2 protagonists in my game for that reason too, among other reasons, of course. But I'm personally not against a single actor parties. You just gotta do it well, right? It can work, you just gotta make it work, right? The MC running around talking crap all day long to himself is not the right way to go. He's not saying anything significant, right? It doesn't matter what he's talking about. It's just some random thoughts. It's meaningless. It's just idle chatter to himself. It's not interesting. Because for what I said earlier, we don't care about the character because you didn't make us care. We don't know why we're looking for this genie. We don't know the ambition of this character. We don't know who this character even is or what the state of the world is. So nobody cares from the get-go. Nobody cares about your protagonist. He has no personality other than giving off the feeling that he doesn't give a shit, and that's about it. So we already don't care, and then having all this idle chatter just makes it annoying.
Exactly. And you guys know I get excited playing RPG Maker games. I really do.
Oh yeah, you
But
can,
with
when you
this
play a good game, you can see your excitement on every stream.
with this one, it was just, I don't know, maybe it was the price, the way it was priced. I'm like, how in the world is this price this much? Did the like, look at the cave entrance. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's the whole package. Like if this clearly plays like someone who is making his first game, right? So this creates a problem when it's a price tag. And this creates a bigger problem because the price tag is very premium for this type of game. Like, right, the RPG Maker games are usually priced around $3, $5, maybe 10 if they're really good. That's usually what they're priced most of the time. So when you go around and make your first game and price it above average for an RPG Maker game, and you have 0 custom assets aside from like 2 custom battle tracks, that creates a problem, because now we're not judging some beginner project and trying to give advice to him. No, now we paid $15 and we expect an entertaining quality game for that, but we didn't get it.
And it's really fun to explore a dungeon without music. Like, imagine playing The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and all the dungeons have no music.
Look, even Zelda, like Breath of the Wild, had a lot of criticism about not having music. Like you remember when you walk in the overworld in Breath of the Wild, there is no music.
Yeah, it's
right?
just
these little notes here and there, right?
Yeah.
But there's no full-on music track. Even fucking Nintendo gets criticism for that.
Because we're used to having that in those type of games.
Exactly, we're used to epic fucking Nintendo music. We love it. Nintendo makes good fucking tracks. And now we have a game where there's like a little bit every now and then. Like, what the fuck is that? Right? So even they face criticism for that. And here you are, some RPG Maker nobody, making a dungeon with absolutely 0 atmospheric music. 0.
Yeah, and it goes to show, I mean, it goes to show you when it's actually missing, like, or how much of an impact the music actually has on whether you'll enjoy
absolutely.
it or not.
Absolutely. Like, as I always say, music, for me, music doesn't have much of an impact unless it's bad, right? When music is a bad choice, when it doesn't fit the atmosphere or is just completely absent, that's where you realize it. When the music is good, it's just there, right?
It just works for.
Yeah, it just works. It makes it's a nice addition. But when it's missing, that's when it really is jarring. And it's jarring here because the dungeons are fucking long, right? You spend most of your time in a dungeon, so most of the time you're just having no music. You're just sitting there in silence.
All you doing is just spamming your own battle theme to the point where the player is not wanting to hear the battle theme anymore, and it's your custom music. Create custom music.
It's not great either, though.
Dude,
the battle track is okay, but it's nothing great.
No, it's not great, but at the same time, it's a good way for him to show their custom music, throughout the game. You know what I mean? Just don't do away with the whole dungeon theme. Just search for.
It sounds like a lazy way out. Like you advertise your game as custom music, and then you make the conscious decision of making your game devoid of any music for the most part of it. Like, what the fuck? Like, what was the thought process behind that? Like, to me, this is just lazy. Like, you went ahead and at some point you probably told yourself, man, I don't want to make any more music. Let's just make it a feature. Every dungeon where there's random encounters, we're just not gonna play music. It's a feature now.
And what's gonna happen when people see this game, they're automatically gonna judge, oh yeah, it's another RPG Maker game that's putting a whole bunch of money on something that's not good.
Well, not even. There's no money spent here. He's making
Yeah.
the music himself, right? And the rest is RTP. There's no spent money.
Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of. I also think that there's a lot of games like this out there, and like the it's kind of like what gives the RPG Maker engine a bad name sometimes, because it's like
it's
the
just
engine
a
is
suite of
actually pretty.
plugins.
It's actually a professional game engine, but like it's easy to use. But like some people just like slap something together with the default stuff that comes with the engine, and or it's like, well, I made a game, it's good, and it's like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
well,
you can even see it. Like if you just open the project folder, you see there's like a 100 different plugins just slapped in there, which may or may not even be activated, and probably just the default parameters everywhere. Like there's no. The thing was like RPG Maker is easy, right? You can. It's easy to make a game, sure, but like nobody will want to play that game. Like if you want to make a good game, you gotta sacrifice your firstborn to the devil and then some.
you got to go all in.
Yeah, you gotta have a lot of effort and a lot of sweat and a lot of tears and a lot of blood in there to make a good game. It doesn't matter what engine it is. RPG Maker is just the easiest to start.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And another thing, if you want to gauge your players, you don't do it with a $14.99 price tag. You probably do the first week, probably put your game on sale, $2, and see how people react to that. You know, people will buy your game.
Have an
People,
up-to-date demo.
that too. If you got a lot of downloads, a lot of wish lists that people's interested, then you go like, okay, people's really interested in my game. Maybe, I need to price it at this, which is a fair price, which is fair.
It doesn't make sense, man. If you made the demo to gauge the player's interest, why the fuck did you make it a separate page? Like we had to search your profile on itch in order to even find this demo. Why is it not a demo on the game page? Why is there no demo on the Steam page? Why is it a separate page nobody can find? Like the access level is just ridiculous. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
And most of the time, I'm pretty sure the beginning of the game, even if the demo is 6 months old, it's not going to be that much of a difference because people normally leave the beginning just as is, and we play up to the point where we get teleported anyway, so it's not really that far into the game anyway. It's still the same, the mechanics. I did see you play test your game on your channel and stuff like that. It don't matter if it's a work in progress. Once it's out and about, that's what people's going to perceive the main project is. You showing us the finished product in your demo. That's what you're showing. But now we're forced to spend $14.99 on a game without a demo. You basically telling us, oh, that demo is old, buy the real game for $14.99 and you'll get the full. No, give us a up-to-date demo. You can easily make a demo, launch an RPG Maker, create an endpoint, upload that as the demo, and there you go. You got an up-to-date demo. If I like the demo and I want to see more of your game, I will buy it.
Even still, like 6 months, man, the game has so many problems at the fundamental level of design. The up-to-date project is not gonna change anything. Like maybe you added some more story, maybe you added some more side quests and whatnot in 6 months, but you didn't change the entire combat system. You didn't change the lack of music. You didn't change anything in that regard. Like you have fundamental design flaws in here, and I'm 100% certain you didn't change those in 6 months.
Those ain't changed at all. That's
sure
still the same. That's still the same. Everything that's in the demo is basically what you see.
Like we're all long-time developers, right? We know how much we get done in 6 months. So, yeah, there's no way out sneaking your way out of that.
No, the story
The
goes.
story is not even the problem. Like, the story is the least of your problems. Your gameplay is ass.
Yeah, I mean, I think across the board, even.
Yeah, it's just everything. Everything.
Yeah.
As we said earlier, your character has zero motivation to go into this cave because it's not explained. So you would need to already change the intro of the game. You're not introducing your protagonist to us. It's just some dude trying to set the world straight, whatever that means. And we don't know why he does it. We don't know the state of the world. Like, why does the world need to be set straight? What does that mean? Is the world at war? Is it at the verge of destruction and whatnot? We don't know any of that. We just went in a bar and some old guy told us there's a cave. Like, that's it. Nobody cares about the protagonist because he's just some dude doing shit.
And,
right? So that's already bad.
And all the
And then
bosses fight the same. There's nothing unique about the bosses or the enemies. They do attack.
I guess the spider boss summons a minion every 2 turns.
They do the same spells we got. You didn't even bother changing the names, the default names in the database with the spells. Some of them still default.
As I said, like, there's so many fundamental flaws in it. There is no way in hell that you changed all of that in 6 months. No way.
It's one of those things that maybe there's a future project where this can be like, a little bit of a learning experience.
Oh, absolutely. Like, that's exactly the problem. Like, if this was a free first-timer project, no biggie, right? We're gonna give our feedback. We're gonna tell the developer what could be improved. But this is a $15 game. I expect quality for my $15, right? So I expect an entertaining experience with this.
Let me ask the developer a question. Do you think this game is quality? I want an honest answer. Is this a quality game? Can you compare your game with an indie studio game of the same genre? I have to know. Because if that's the case, then you don't need a demo. You could just keep your game as is, and we are all wrong in this podcast. Everybody in this chat is incorrect. Everybody that downloaded the game, the demo, and didn't like it is incorrect. Only you feel like this game is perfect and it is worth the money.
I mean, that just means they gotta do their homework and check out other people's projects.
Cause I never felt like this over a game. Like, really, guys, I played over 300, probably 500 RPG Maker games in my career. Probably more than that. And this is the first time that I seen a project, like this. We get an outdated demo that now is explained by the developer. Oh, it's my work in progress demo, not the real demo that reflects the game. Then the real game is $15.99 because I can't get, $15 because I can't get a up-to-date demo to be interested in buying the project. Like, those options are out. I have to buy an old game, and like, what sense is that? It don't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like you didn't do your homework, man. It's just what it is. Like, there's so many games out there, so many games. I recently even posted it on the forums, right? The average adult male or some shit like that plays like 8 hours of video games in a week. And you're competing with all the games on Steam for those 8 hours. And you're putting a price tag of $15 on this shit. Like, why would anyone pick this up over any other game? Like, I swear to God, even my first game that's out for $3 is better than this, and I made that in 3 months. right? And why would nobody is playing that either? Like, why would anyone pick this over like, I don't fucking know, Slay the Spire, any other game that's $15? You don't even have a proper trailer. You just have a trailer where you're running around playing the game for like, how long is it? 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Ain't nobody got time for that. You gotta do your research on how to make trailers, on how to make a appealing store page. But before all that, you gotta fix your game, because the gameplay is really, really boring. You got 10 weapons, and none of them are unique. They got different stats, but that's meaningless. Your gameplay is cycle through all the weapons, trying to find the one that does damage. That's like guess the weakness. It's not fun. And you do that every 4 steps. When another random encounter triggers, and you're doing it all over again, every time, until you finally reach the end of this long ass hallway to find a treasure chest with a singular fucking potion in it. It's not rewarding, it's not fun. Your maps are bland to no belief. Like, you gotta do your homework, like look at other people's maps and learn. You gotta learn your stuff. You can't just put out a first timer project, which I already have seen better ones as well, and put a $15 price.
I seen Game Jam games better than this. Games made in a week.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, part of the problem too is the excessive tutorials. Like it's not about people not understanding how the game works. It's that when you actually play it, it's not that fun. It's not that fun. Yeah, it needs a lot of work, you know. That's all I can say.
Look, my guy. I'm gonna tell you something, my guy. I'm gonna tell you something. This is the internet. On the internet, you can find whatever you want. Okay? You can find whatever you want. I got the up-to-date version. Your game is on Skid Row. Your game is on Skid Row. I noticed your demo was up to date February. If you don't know what Skid Row is basically a site where games get pirated and they get uploaded.
My game's on there too. Yeah.
Your game is up there. So
my game is not.
So, and a lot of people, developers' games is up there too. That's in this chat. It is what it is. So I downloaded it. The updated version.
Played the full version.
I played the full version. That's why my gameplay was longer. And it's basically the same thing. You saw me. Normally,
I was wondering, why your gameplay was so much longer.
Yeah. Because I wanted the up-to-date, accurate demo. I didn't pirate your game.
No, Skid Row did.
Skid Row pirated.
It was just available for download he was able to easily find it and download it. That's
exactly. I didn't pirate. I didn't pirate your game.
It doesn't even matter. To be honest,
I'm just saying. You need to take the criticism. And just make the game better, because the way that your game is, the state that is in, it needs some work. It needs a whole lot of work, my guy. It needs a whole lot of work.
A whole lot of work.
I'm just letting you know, because you didn't even know. Then nobody's playing your game. Nobody's playing it. We're trying to help you to get some players. I'm not trying to be funny or mean. I'm just being honest.
It's a weird case. Like all the things, like you're very defensive. Like you designed the maps based on ideas and concept of D&D, which is fine. The fact that there is a dead end is not the problem. The problem is your maps are ass tier. Like it's boring to look at. There's zero details or anything.
Yeah,
There's no traps to run into.
Even the people on Skid Row saying why this game is on here. They saying that why this RPG Maker game is on here. Yeah. So I played it as like a demo and deleted it. For what? I'm not invested in it. It's boring.
Yep.
Your Honor, it's boring, Your Honor. There's no pirate on my end. I got rid of it. I just played it as a demo. You know, you guys, everybody in this chat, I'm one of the nicest guys that's in the RPG Maker community. A lot of people come to me and say, D7, can you play my game? I really think, you know, I need some good insight. Or I just want to see somebody play my game and see how they react. That's me. That's my job. You know what I mean? It's not about, you know, trying to put you down or anything. It's all about giving constructive criticism that maybe wasn't available to you. Now it is available to you. You know, you are fully aware from other devs and people who played your demo, because since we played it, other people played it. So we did get you
additional people who played it just because of us.
We did get you extra eyes on it too, and they had feedback.
Also, something else to offer is like we have our Discord with other devs in it, and we're working together to help each other with each other's games, like where it makes sense and stuff. So I would definitely also advise you to join the Discord and maybe pick up some information from what we're doing too, and you know,
absolutely,
it could be helpful to your project getting better.
Yeah. That's all we are. I mean, we're not hard cases or anything. We all about just, you know, giving constructive feedback, and we are that people that would tell you maybe what you don't want to hear. Instead of showing the game to mom or your best friend, oh, this game is good, I think, because they know that you the one that made it. But a total stranger gonna tell you the truth. Oh, this is garbage. Oh, this ain't good. I would get rid of this. I mean, it is what it is.
That's how it is.
And if you know the RPG Maker community, if you got a $15.99 RPG Maker game, you better have a lot of custom assets, voice acting, all the above, animation. Nothing default better not be in that game. And this game is 99.9% default.
Yep. $15 is upper tier in pricing
for an RPG Maker game. Upper tier. So you're saying
the most expensive RPG Maker game you can get on Steam is like $26. It's like the most expensive RPG Maker game on Steam right now.
So your game costs more than what's that one game with the dang, it's on the tip of my tongue, but it's dang, it's that I forgot the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue.
What's it about?
The girl.
Which girl? Like that,
she got
that doesn't really narrow it down.
She's a girl. She got, what's the name of that freaking game that's popular? Not Omori, but the other one.
One Shot?
No, keep naming it.
Cat girl.
Keep naming it.
I don't know any other RPG.
DJ Keen know it. RFL, that's it.
Oh yeah, RFL.
RFL.
Oh, yeah.
That's not $15. That's on the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, and that's what, like $10.
A lot of quality games you can get for less. Like you can just get Mooga Rampage's game. Like Soul Survivor, holy shit, man! You're getting so much more.
That's on Skid Row.
Yeah, but that deserves to be on Skid Row.
But I won't. I won't download it. See, I don't download games from Skid Row. If I want it, I would ask for a key or I would buy it. The reason why I went on Skid Row because I wanted to play this game in the original form. And if I liked it at a price reduction, I would have bought it. But I would not buy it at $15. Absentia is a good one. I'm playing that now.
Yeah, I wouldn't want this game for free, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play this game if somebody paid me to do so.
But you
It's
did
that
play
bad.
it.
Yeah, but
You played it for the podcast. You did your due diligence.
Because of that. I picked it specifically because the price tag is too fucking high for what is delivered. I picked it specifically for that.
And I don't like talking like this, guys. Like, I mean,
I do.
They're our fellow RPG brother. You know,
I mean,
they're our
we
fellow
all
RPG
are,
maker
but
brother, but at the same time, we got to tell her how TI is, like Bernie Mac said. We got to tell her how TI
Like,
is.
sometimes we
Yes.
just need a slap. I needed a slap, and everybody else needs a slap.
And we already know that you're not in the RPG maker community. You're not a true RPG maker, developer. What I mean by true developer, like those who in the Discords and all that good stuff. I never even heard of you until Harlequin told me about your game. Like, I didn't even know this game was a thing, but it did look good.
I was browsing it for the most recent commercial paid games, and then this popped up, and I was looking at the store page, and it was all RTP with a shoddy trailer and a $15 pricing, and I thought we had to cover this.
Yeah,
Because this is clearly a game that didn't do his research on how to make a good game, on how to price a game or anything.
but I did give it not a bad game. It is not a bad game though.
I mean, you always do.
It's not a bad game, guys. It's really not. It's really not a
I
bad
think right
game.
now it is.
I think it is.
Yeah,
right now.
absolutely.
Y'all-
Like, for that
y'all-
price tag, it's not a good game.
Not a
no
bad.
matter how you
It's
look
not
at
a
it.
bad game, guys. It's not a bad game.
Yeah,
Me
they're
and
not
me,
a bad game badge.
me and DJ King both agreed that it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game. Not a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad game. Not a bad game. So I'm just saying. So,
You can tell you
Whatever
you
y'all
keep telling
saying.
yourself that.
You
guys,
can keep catatonically rocking back and
Right.
forth, telling you
it is a bad game, but that doesn't mean it can't be a good game, right?
Correct.
So it's not mutually exclusive. You can make it a good game. It just needs more work.
It just needs more time to bake in the oven.
Yeah. Whatever. Whatever.
D7 Ross man says nothing is bad game at all.
It's
Never
not.
ever.
It's not. It's not. Just need a little bit of work. Little teeny bit of work in the
See,
oven.
even DJ King says don't put him up with you.
But D7, every game is not a bad game. Don't put
It
me
is what
with
it is.
you.
That's a you
That's
thing.
all
That's
you-
alright. You're a Ross man. You're allowed to do that. But yeah, I just feel like we just need a slap every now and then. If you think this game is worth $15 as a developer, you need a slap, my guy. Sorry.
So
That's just
I'm
how
not.
it is.
I'm not even gonna ask how much does this game cost. That's why I said it's a poll, and we got 11 votes. Only 9% says between $1 and $5, and 91% says free.
Yeah. And that 9% was probably you or some shit like that.
I actually didn't vote, so
Look, man, even Labelin is questioning the mapping.
what was that
means
mapping in the
something.
cave? I mean, the map needs work. Like the towns, just
There's no town.
you got a lot of open spaces, for dungeons. Normally dungeons and caves are like really tight areas. We got big open spaces. We don't really have any unnatural like walls or anything like that. It's bright as a sun. It's bright as the sunlight. It's bright as the sun inside the caves. You feel what I'm saying? Like there's no natural lighting, there's no anything. Like everything is naturally bright.
Yeah, as I
Like
said,
it's
the problem
just
is not the fact that there are dead ends and whatnot. That's not the problem. The problem is your map is boring to look at. It's just a hallway with the occasional rock. Like it's just boring. There's no lighting, there's no atmosphere or anything. It's just a hallway with nothing in it, nothing to look at.
I just sent the email to have the game removed from Skid Row. They're not gonna listen.
Yeah, they don't care.
It's on Skid. It's on Skid Row. It's on other places too. It's not just only on Skid Row. It's on other places too. I just want to make sure that you're aware of it because a lot of people is not aware. I didn't have to tell you, but I did tell you because I wanted to let you know I did play an up to date version of the game.
And it doesn't
and it's not even worth playing I'm just being honest.
It doesn't affect your sales. Like your sales haven't gone down because your game is available on Skid Row.
And they encourage
your problems.
And they encourage people to support the dev on there. They say if you like the game, buy it. They do encourage you to buy the game.
They always did that. Like even back in the Skid Row goes all the way back, man.
Yeah.
And pirating is always gonna be a thing. You can't avoid it. It's just a thing that happens. And the thing is, most of the time, people who pirate games are not gonna buy your game anyway. That's just how it is. Like if I don't have $15 for your RTP game, I'm not gonna buy it. Whether I'm pirating it or not, I was never gonna be a customer in the first place.
It does act as free advertising basically, but
I mean it's not a pleasant advertising. I get that. Like I would probably not be too happy seeing Origins of my game on Skid Row either, but you can't do anything about it. What are you gonna do, right? Like especially as like some nobody on the internet, what are you gonna do? Hire 15 lawyers to get it removed? Like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me personally that my game's
I mean, it's not the nicest thing, is what I'm trying to say. Like it's just a thing that happens, a necessary evil, I guess.
Yeah, I'd be glad my game was on Skid Row. At least somebody get to play it. Shoot.
Yeah, it is what it is, and they always encourage people to buy it. Like, and back in the day, like when I had no money, like I was playing pirated games too. And nowadays, I'm just buying the games, right? I bought a lot of games. I pirated back in the day because I can now, right? I tried the games, and back in the day, some games didn't have demos either. So what are you gonna do? Spend all your little pocket money you got from your parents on a game you may or may not like? So you pirated it, and if you liked it, then you bought it. And if you didn't, you didn't.
And I also had that experience growing up too, and if I did like the game, I did buy it. Like
absolutely.
But I might have not taken the risk on it if I couldn't get it pirated before. You know, that's how it was back in the day. But when I have plenty of money, I'll just buy it. But
nowadays I don't even bother anymore because it's just I don't know.
Yeah,
with Steam's refund policy, I can just buy a game and refund it and get my money back.
He said, "Well, I appreciate your critiques. Graciously, by tomorrow I will have forgotten them. I pray this is the last we see of each other."
Oh, okay. There's no reason to be like that.
It's just a regular.
It is what it is.
There's no reason to forget feedback, and there's no reason to have it be like a weird, like negative thing where you don't see or hear from us again.
We actually had other people react this way. Iron Brew, what's that one game Harlequin played, and they said Fadry. I mean, it is what it is. Like
mostly first-time developers that act like that. They're all gonna get all defensive and oh my god, you're all crap, and none of what you're saying matters to me. And blah 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 blah. Yeah, we get that a lot. It's okay. You don't have to take all criticism. You don't have to make your game better or anything. We already know your game doesn't sell well. You have one review, you know.
And that's a free review.
It's your project. It's your thing. If you want to keep it that
And
way,
if
go right
you
ahead.
and somebody that you know probably leaked the file to get the Skid Row file, because they have to own the Steam version in order to hack it. They had your game one way or the other, or they was able to go into the demo file and just bypass your lock and just release it that way. It could be anyway, but normally Skid Rows are Steam release games. So somebody that had a key maybe scammed you out of that key, to get that version and put it on Skid Row.
Yeah, I mean, the RPG Maker games are not copyright protected anyway. Like
On Skid, on Steam they are.
No.
Assets are.
No. The package you upload is the same package you would upload to it. It's just your deployed game. So
Yeah.
if you downloaded the game on Steam, you just open your Steam apps folder and you have the same regular RPG Maker game. You can just zip up and upload anywhere. It works without Steam. It doesn't matter. It's just a regular RPG Maker game.
Oh,
So
okay.
anyone who had access to the full version could have just went ahead and uploaded it to Skid Row.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
protected or anything.
I can tell you this: I'm not paying $15 for this game. You gotta pay. You gotta pay me $15. You know what I mean? The pay it is.
Like
Matter of fact,
even the one Steam review that had a key was more like advertising for the developer. Like it sounds like a friend wrote it. Like it's not a legit review.
I mean, when you release a game, you got to have a updated demo to show people, say, hey, I got a game that's out. Don't give us a game that's like around baby making season, Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Then expect people. I feel like at that point you're scamming.
The Steam version doesn't even have a demo. Like if you don't know about itch.io, you're not even getting a demo. Like not an outdated one. Nothing. There is no demo on Steam. You either buy the game or you don't.
I don't know.
You can't try out this game. You're just gonna have to, I don't know, believe the one review and then just buy it, I guess. I mean, it's not gonna happen. Like, to be honest, there's so many RTP games out there that are free everywhere. Like even on Steam, nobody buys RTP games. Nobody. It's just what it is. Like, if you don't have anything to hook your player, and you don't because your trailer is already bad, right? It's 2 minutes or longer of some random gameplay that's not showing anything about the game. You need an interesting trailer that gets the player to hit this buy button, right? So even my first game is mostly RTP, right? I only have like the robot busts and the character bust that's like custom commissions, but everything else is RTP. And I have to struggle to get people to buy it, right? And they pretty much, I get a sale or two every time I put a sale on. Like, it's already only $3 and it only sells when I do like a 50% sale. So now imagine how many sales you will get having a worse game, like an objectively worse game, for 4 times the price. It's just not gonna happen.
It equals pretty much 0 sales.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. No matter how you look at it, you're not gonna get sales. And if you do, I would expect to get a lot of refunds.
Yeah, I would have to refund it. I mean, I would have to refund this if I...
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so this is awkward, but I mean, we did our part. We gave sound advice, and just like every advice we give, guys, the developer can either take it or they can just leave with it.
Yeah, that's
But
how,
I mean,
how feedback works.
this is America. This is Germany. This is the world. You are able to, listen or not. You do whatever you want to do. So, my suggestion before I leave, I would just scratch the whole project, to be honest, and just start over and just make this, or either make this free, and on your next project, just take our suggestion and try to write a better story, better combat, something to get the player hooked on. That's what I would do.
Yeah, Brew really opened my eyes to this. I can't lie on that. Yeah, you gotta start out with an interesting hook. Like, we need something that gets us interested in the protagonist, right? You need some kind of background, some kind of motivation, because otherwise we're just starting out in that bar and you already lost me. Like, I'm just a dude in a cave. Why am I in this cave? Why am I doing anything that I'm doing here? Why? Right? So you already lost my interest at the intro, and then you're just continuing with empty hallways and empty promises and potions in chests that are not rewarding, and a combat system that makes me fall asleep. Like, and in the middle of the day, like I'm just waking up, having my coffee like Psychronic, right? And I'm starting this game and I'm yawning all over again. Like, huh? Like, this game is more effective than a sleeping pill.
It's a good sleeping pill.
Yeah, and that's just not good. Like, it's harsh advice, but as it stands right now, the game is just really bad. It's really boring.
I think it tops Ordarian accounts.
Yeah, absolutely. As I was saying, that's kind of the reason I picked it, because at least as bad as Ordarian accounts was, it at least tried to be something unique, right? It tried but failed. But that's how game development works, right? You can try and you can fail. The point is you gotta get up and try again, right? That's what makes good games. If you just listen to people's feedback and just gonna be like, okay, I'm hopefully never gonna see you idiots again, well, I guess you can have a $15 price tag on this shit, but nobody's gonna buy it. Like, I can legit buy RPG Maker MV for cheaper than this game and make a better game in a week. Like, why would I play this when I can make something better in less time than you did?
Yeah.
Doom was John Romero's 60s games. Holy shit, man. Yeah, as I said, like, not every game pops off, right? That's the general thing among what you can hear everywhere is most games are a flop. Like, most games and either flop or don't even get released, don't even get finished, because they're just not worth finishing, right? There's a lot of garbage out there and a lot of projects that get deleted, and sometimes a game sticks and that's what gets released.
Yeah.
That's how game dev works. You just gotta go back up. You gotta stand up again and make it better.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother changing it. Just for your next project, just try to take our feedback into consideration.
I don't know, man. I think you could make this good. It would need a lot of rework.
We don't know how long this game is. That's the thing.
It doesn't matter. Like, I'm always in favor of just remaking things instead of just deleting the entire project.
Scratch it.
Is what I do. Like, I'm reworking Origins all of the time, right? Like, I'm not deleting the thing and making it from scratch.
But Origins isn't finished. This game is. This game is.
Oh yeah, right. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know, man.
So
I would still probably not scrap it because the Steam shop slot is already paid for, right? So you would need to buy another one.
Or bring the price down.
I would bring the price down perhaps, or really just remake this game, like make it into a good game. Because multiple weapons could be good, but this is not the way, right? And the story is not the way.
10 weapons, that's too much.
And story.
10 weapons, and you're changing weapons every 2 minutes. You're putting on a new weapon. You don't even get time to even get used to the weapon you already got.
I mean, we don't need to. There's no difference between weapons. It's just a different element.
That's all it is.
Yeah, you're just cycling through weapons all the time. It's not fun. It doesn't matter what weapon it is. Just cycle through, and whatever deals the most damage is what you're using. It's guess the weakness. It's exactly the same system as most boring RPG Maker games do with their skills, right? It's like fire is weak against that, and water is weak against that. It's the same thing. You guess what the enemy's weakness is, and then you spam that skill. This is the same thing, but instead of a skill, you're just swapping weapons. Right? It's exactly the same system, and it's not fun. When has guessing the weakness ever been fun?
No
I don't
freaking
know.
clue.
It can be, but not if it's the only thing.
Yeah, it needs to be a part of something else if you want it to be interesting. If the only thing in your combat system is guess what the weakness is and then just repeatedly use that thing, that's not fun at all. At least that's my opinion. I don't know. I that's why I hate so many RPG Maker games, because so many use that system and nothing else.
Yeah. It's a pickle.
So, all right, guys, we do got to spin the wheel. I think we spend this much
I
time.
think we covered everything more than deserved.
Yeah,
especially after that reaction.
It was great to have the developer in here. You know, that way they could actually, they actually did see our feedback and, listen to what we had to say.
Can see how not to react to feedback.
So, I mean, we are definitely still here. If you need any insight or any advice, like use of plugins or maybe, action sequencing for your battles, I mean, we're just a click away. Join our Discord. All right, guys. Yep. So you already know that every other week we spin the wheel to play the next community pick game. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the wheel for my bros. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the gameplay because you guys already saw it, so you could do the wheel. I'm sorry I don't have a proper background for the wheel, but it is what it is. So let me go ahead and share the screen with these vultures I got.
I mean, it doesn't matter if the developer returns here. I mean, the offer stands. Like, we have no ill will is our point here.
We have an open door policy.
Exactly. Like, everybody can come in here, and it's not just the developer either. Like, other people who may or may not be watching, everybody is invited to join and get feedback. And it may be harsh, but it is what it is, right? Sometimes we just need that slap on the wrist. And
it's RPG Maker. You could do whatever you want. That's the motto. All right, guys, let's go ahead and spin this wheel. Let's go ahead.
Do we have any new entries on there?
We have one new entry.
One new entry.
We have one.
Wheel is kind of getting empty. I feel like. Yeah. Where's all them games? Where's Night Shift and everything? Like,
they scared to add it.
Yeah, man.
All
Dude
right.
talking shit about my game but can't play their game. What is this?
Let's go ahead and spin, baby, spin, baby, spin, baby, spin. Oh, reroll. Reroll is out. Any guesses of who might get picked? Starscribe. Starscribe is out.
Man, we're never gonna play Starscribe, man. That shit gets eliminated every time.
Cookie Jar played it yesterday.
Oh, really?
And did horrible. Well, they didn't do too bad. They didn't understand the mechanics of it.
I mean, Starscribe is a fairly complicated game.
In dreams. In dreams. Okay, we do. I think I removed every game that we played. Depths is eliminated.
Insanity.
No depths. Oh man. Dystopia. Mana Raiders is still up there, y'all. Mana Raiders is still up there. Desperation, Reincarnation.
I wonder, should we even play
Oh, yeah.
Mana Raiders? Like at all? It's not gonna get finished anyway, right? You abandoned it.
We have no choice. It's on the wheel.
It's on the wheel now. No way back.
And it ain't been picked yet. Travelers of Fraser. Oh, man. Oh, man. Single malt. Mana Raiders is still up there. Ah.
What? Oh, the crim.
I'm about to use my old gameplay footage for Mana Raiders. Ain't nothing changed.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's an abandoned game. It's kind of
No, World of Wycrim.
I think Electronic didn't.
Mana Raiders is this eliminated.
Goodness, thank goodness. Oh my god.
All right. Drez Deep. Drez Deep is the winner. Drez Deep is the winner, guys. Drez Deep is the winner. Not sure who game is that.
I have no idea.
Who game is that? Let me stop streaming. Drez Deep. That is. Matter of fact, I don't see that game. It's on the wheel for some reason, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Maybe it got deleted by the developer?
No. Okay, Monkey King,
It's
Monkey King,
suppose. Yeah, I just found it too.
Monkey King, Twitch. Okay, looks pretty good. Got a lot of custom stuff. But is it RPG Maker?
It should be.
I don't know.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's another possible cool game by Monkey King posted on the forum.
Yeah, it's RPG Maker.
Yeah, it is.
Custom assets, custom stuff. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. So after this one,
looks interesting.
After this one, it's gonna be
Looks like
Cychronic. It's gonna be Cychronic's pick. So once again, guys, awesome stream. Got kind of awkward, but it is what it is. You know, hope no hard feelings or anything is going to come, you know, in between us and the developer. Like we always say, you know, we have an open door policy. You are definitely welcome to come to the Discord, hang out, meet new friends, whatnot. Everybody get the same treatment. You know, we're not bullies or anything like that. We don't mean to hurt people's feelings or put people down. We just tell the truth. We just speak our opinion. And that's what it is. We're just guys behind the computer, you know, that plays RPG Maker games and so happily talk about them every Wednesday at 2 p.m. EST. Before we go, do any of my co-hosts have anything to say to these wonderful people?
I look forward to the next one. Yeah. See you guys there.
Yeah. What about you, resident German?
And I guess like what happened today is like what we've signed up for. There's always gonna be butthurt developers. It's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to be worried about. At the end of the day, we're just talking about our opinions, which is what feedback ultimately is. It's just opinions. Whether or not you take them is your own choice. Whether or not you implement them in your game is your own choice. Do it or don't do it. We don't hate you, and we don't hate your game. We just thought it was boring, and that's what it is.
We're here to help.
All right.
We're here to help. We're not here to end your developer career or anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to take the hand, then it's your choice to leave it. We just hold it out to you.
Exactly,
Bite it
Mundo.
if you want.
So, with that being said, guys, y'all stay great. Hope to see you on the other side when we stream and all that good stuff. Y'all take care, and we'll see you later. Peace out.
Later.